Hello everyone, welcome to my craft room. My name is Wendy Porter and I am the Laptray Crafter, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. Today I'm going to make a card using this fabulous stamp set, Friends Are Like Seashells, and there's actually a sentiment here, friends are like seashells, you collect them along the way. And I've been using that quite a bit and I think that's lovely. But there's also a little thank you. So I thought I might use that today. So let's get on. Now this stamp set is huge. It has 23 stamps in it. So it's very good value. And it comes as a part of a bundle where with some dies, and with the dies you get some that will cut out some of the shells, not all of them but some of them. But to be honest, I've sat and I've fussy cut lots of these shells. They're really easy to do, but look at this lovely die shape, and this matches a 3D embossing folder called Seashells, and I've actually already embossed a piece of white card, and all you need to do is which way around is it going? So can you see it actually matches up with the die cut perfectly. Now I'm not going to die cut this today, I'm just going to use this embossed piece of card for my card. So let's get started. I've got a strip of white. Don't worry about the sizes. I will be doing a blog post and you'll find the sizes on my blog post. So what I'm going to do, this is going to be a monotone card. So I'm going to use lots of varieties of blue. So this is balmy blue. And I just remembered I need to have a stamping mat underneath because this is a photopolymer stamp, and I'm just going to stamp it off because I don't want it too dark. Just to add a bit of background to my card. I seem to have a bit of a little, oh, I've got a hair on my stamp. Oh dear. Well, let's get rid of that. Let me bring in my let's give that a clean. Don't know where that came. And as I always say to my ladies when we're doing our classes, we've got the emergency side to our paper, so let's use it. Oh, that's better, look. No horrible line on there now. Just adding a little bit. Okay. So I don't need that anymore. Now my New Year's resolution is to clean my stamps after I've used them. So let's see if we can keep that going. Right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, this one is, what's this one? This one is Seaside Spray, and this is Pacific Point. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this lovely starfish. So I'm going to again, I'm going to clean my stamp. And then I'm going to stamp some little shells. use this little one again. There we go. Now in this set there is, oh, and I haven't got it out yet, but there is a little set of dots which I am going to use. I love it when we have a stamp set that's got dots or is splodges on it. I find it so useful. So let's pop this onto a block, and with Seaside Spray, all I'm going to do is I'm just literally going to stamp this all over. And I'm just doing it all over. Just adds a little bit of, not texture, but it just helps it to look a bit more like it's under the sea, I think. And there we go. And I'm not worried if I go over it several times and create a thicker layer down the middle here. There we go. There we go. Good. And that's it. Lovely. So I have now finished with, I've now finished with my darker colours, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in my embossed piece of card. Now in the mini catalogue there are some of these lovely blending brushes, and those of you that know me, you know that I'm not I don't tend to do an awful lot of techniques with, using sponges and things like that, but I love these and I've not had them very long, and I'm very, very pleased that they're in the catalogue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, this is Seaside Spray, and you don't need an awful lot, just rubbing it gently onto the ink. All right, and then starting off the page, I'm just doing little circular movements around my card, and this will pick up the embossing, I hope. That's the idea. Now if I was to go straight down after I put the ink on, I would get a blob, and I don't want a blob. So I'm just going round my card. Can you see how it's picking up those raised edges, which is what I want? Lovely. And this is quite a pale colour, so I don't want it deliberately chosen, because I don't want it to be dark. I just want a kind of a shadow, so that the shells and the leaves and everything just show up a little bit. How pretty is that? Can you see that? That's lovely. Just a little bit more here, I think. And then we can put our card together, because that will be it done. Yeah, lovely. Good. And I don't mind that I've got that dark. In fact, what I'll do is I'll do it slightly darker in the corner. You see what I say? If you just start there, it will be a bit darker where you put it down. So there we go. So although that wasn't meant to be happening, that's how it's ended up, which is lovely. Right, so I've now finished with my inks, so I'm going to shut them up because, knowing me, I will stick my card into them. I'm very good at getting inky everywhere. And my brush, my blending brush, all I need to do is just rub that gently, and that will, although it colours it, it won't be there, and it won't stain the next one. And what I've done is I've got a set, and I've decided I'm going to have one for each of the colour families, so blues, greens, oranges and yellows, reds, so they don't get all mixed up together. So here's my piece of, let me get rid of that, I don't need that now. So here's my piece of white, and I've got a piece of balmy blue here, which is going to go behind here, sit behind here, just have a tiny little bit showing. And oh, I didn't get the thank you stamp out. Let me get the thank you, and we'll punch that, we'll stamp that, sorry, not punch it, we'll stamp it. Okay, so here we go, just a little one. And this will fit onto our tiny weeny little block, which is so useful. And I am going to bring in a spare piece of white card, and I'm going to stamp it with Pacific Point, which was the darker of the three colours. And I'm just going to stamp that here. And this will fit onto the classic label punch perfectly, which is one of my go-to punches. So let's get that from the shelf if I don't have it, or I've already got it out, so let me just get that. And I'm going to punch it out with that. Lovely. How nice is that? Gorgeous. Great. So that's going to go on there, that's going to go on there, and that's going to go on there, like so. And I think I'm going to have some ribbon on here. So let me put this together first. So I'm going to bring in some liquid glue. It's always best, I think, if you're going to attach something to embossed card, to use a liquid glue, because it spreads better. So here we go. I'm going to put this in the middle, like so. Get it as straight as you can, and then I'm going to put some glue behind here. As you can see, there was my first attempt where my stamp wasn't quite right. So let me see, which way round do I want it? Yeah, let's have it that way. There we go. Okay, now in the annual catalogue there is some lovely sheer ribbon, and I think this goes perfectly with this suite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a tape runner. This is my Seal Plus, which is fine. Just add two little bits either end so that I can put some glue, that's it there, into about the middle. Well, that's not bad, look at that. So then trim that off. Okay. Then this is going to attach to my card, a plain card, white card base, like so. So it really pops. And again, because I'm using liquid glue, an embossed piece of card, I'm using liquid glue to put it on. And I'm just putting a bit of glue over the ribbon as well. So it can spread out and attach to the front of my card. And now it really makes that colour pop where we use the blending brush. So managed to get ink on my fingers as per usual. So right, so this is going to go on here like so. And I'm going to use some dimensionals. And I've got some little dimensionals in my pot here, which I'm just going to bring in. Oh no, have I got little dimensionals? Yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to use a couple of those on here. And I've just thought I might need to put some glue dots behind my ribbon. So I think I'm going to do that before I put this on here. So I've got some glue dots here. Let me bring in a pokey tool. And I will just put a glue dot behind where this is where my sentiment's going to sit. I'll just keep it in place in case it thinks, oh, I've got a bit of weight on me, I might wobble a bit. And this is going to go on there, like so. And then I'm going to tie a little bow, I think. What did I do with my ribbon? So let's tie a bow. So I always tie my bows doing the bunny ears method. There we go. Tie a nice. Isn't this ribbon beautiful? It's called sheer ribbon and it's sheer and sparkly. So it's lovely. Just keep pulling it until I've got my bow this size that I want it. That's okay. I'll bring some scissors in, snip that off. And then I think I'm just going to pop that on there. And I will use a glue dot to pop it onto my ribbon. So now I can see how long I want my ends, so that's fine. Good. I think that's fine. Shall I put some bling on it? Why not? Let's bring in some just basic jewels, I think. I love basic jewels. So, ooh, got a bit of ribbon there. Let's just pull off a couple of these and just dot them about. Don't need too many. I'll pop one on there. Oops. There we go. And that is as my card. I'm not going to do any more to it. That is it. A nice, clean and simple card, which has been fun to make. So thank you very much for watching. I will do a blog post. So if you'd like to pop over to www.thelaptraycrafter.co.uk, you'll be able to see it. And this video will be on YouTube as well. So thank you very much for watching. Bye.